Hello YouTube, Elite Legionary here, bringing you a 1 versus 1 for Empire Total War. Again, I'll be facing Doc Holliday, and he'll be using Prussia, and I shall command the Ottoman Empire. So we'll take a look at my forces up front. I have 4 units of the Nizam 1 Cadet rifles, so it's basically their 125 range skirmisher. Looks pretty cool too actually. Behind them I have, I believe it was 5 units of Azalis, I think that's what they're called. They look pretty cool as well actually. Azalis, they're pretty decent, but they're not particularly great line infantry. They won't be as good as his Prussian line. But behind them is my main line, my main unit. I've got 2 units of Cairo Janissaries, and 3 units of, I always try and say this as a Balik or Bajik Janissary Musketeers. Needless to say, these are good musketeers. All 5 of those are good. My general was a unit of Libyan Kaluglu, I said that, Kaloglu I think. It's a pretty strong heavy cavalry unit basically, and it's got a gun end if you want to dismount. I might just go into slow motion for a minute. Then I've got 3 units of Delhi horsemen from my gun cav and 2 units of 24 pounder artillery. Doc is immediately charging me with a unit of regiment of horse, but I've got my Azalis right behind it, and I do retreat back, although I do take some losses that I didn't really want to lose there, and he does do quite a bit of damage to this, so it was unfortunate, but I do manage to kill his cav, so that was a unit of regiment of horse he charged me with. Now up here, I'm just going to go to slow motion again. I wanted to deploy my my lights up along here, so then I could put my line infantry above it, and I'd have I'd have good line of sight with both of them to fire all at the same time. But I couldn't deploy here. It won't let you deploy on this section. I can always forget that on Empire Total War. That cost me badly, so I'm going to have to kite him back a bit. I do have terrain advantage though, which helps. So we look at Doc's force. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units of Prussian Jaegers, so he's got the skirmish advantage. They look absolutely awesome. Prussia is my second favourite tie with Sweden, of course. He has 2 units of 6 pounder horse artillery, so he's got mobility and speed. He's got light dragoons and another regiment of horse over there. He's got another light dragoon there. So I have a bit of a pretty even in the cavalry, I suppose. I do have 1 heavy cav though, which gives me an advantage. Then he's got 5 units of line infantry and a general's bodyguard and a grenadier down the back there, which I think he forgot about, so I was pretty lucky there. So my battle plan is very simple. My battle plan is to pin down his line infantry at the Azalis and move onto his flank and get devastating crossfire with my very good Janissary units. And hopefully that'll cause a rout, because that's what I've found with Empire, and I'm pretty sure most players would agree with me, is it's about getting lines, so lines and angles. So if you get like a side shooting along the whole angle and side of someone's formation while they're pinning from the front, it does a lot of morale damage, and that was what I was aiming to do here. So he gets rid of one of my skirmishers though, and I got rid of one of his calves. So probably it's a pretty even trade-off probably, but considering how much better his skirmishers are and the fact that he has more of them than I do, makes it tricky. So I've got my artillery up here because I figured that since it's harder to deploy men along this ridge, as long as I protect them from cav, I should be right. So he had a unit of hidden hussars which he sprung here to go and get my artillery, and I'm not actually too perturbed about that. I'll let him have the artillery at this stage because I'm going to kill his lights. I think getting rid of his light infantry is far more valuable than trading off my artillery for like 2 of his light infantry. Prussian Jaegers is much more valuable in my opinion, because the artillery, while it's good, it doesn't do that much damage. But because he managed to create a second line, I would have got shot up, so I just disengaged from that and I'll go after those guys anyway. But getting rid of light infantry, which is, in my opinion, is far more valuable than artillery most of the time, is quite good. However, I wasn't microing over here very well, so I took quite a bit of shrapnel shot from those guys with my Delhi horsemen, which wasn't exactly ideal. But I do pump a lot of shots into his guys once I organise it, and he had the same problem, so both of us went super micros at this game. I'm not particularly used to the way this game operates and the kind of controls and stuff, so I do make a lot of micro mistakes, like just leaving. I should have been moving around more. But needless to say, I do manage to get rid of quite a bit of his cav. However, I did lose my general just then, unfortunately, and that is a dangerous thing in the Empire Total War. But I will be able to kill his hussars, because my guys are way better heavy cavalry than his hussars. and I'm just skirmishing away with his lights, but I believe Prussian lights are much better than Ottoman lights. But apparently I'm winning, probably because I run some cavalry charges on him and it disrupted him and stuff and caused him to lose men. So as I was saying before, I think artillery is devastating in the Empire, but at the same time I think getting rid of all enemy light infantry while you still have your own is much more useful, because you can just use lights to shoot them up before you can engage. So I was willing to trade off one of those artillery for that purpose. So here he sends in a light dragoon, and I'm going to try and keep that out of the fight. I managed to disengage one of my artillery anyway, so it's okay. So I send my cav around here with the express purpose of killing his artillery. However, this doesn't go as well planned, because I don't really take into account that his line infantry is like right there and will be able to shoot me. But I figured I was willing to sacrifice my cav, and I'm just going to put it in range because it's gun cav, and I'm just going to take some pop shots at him. So, but I don't know if line of sight's very good. I've got my own artillery up on the hill bombing him as well. However, he gets a pretty good shot off there, and that kind of causes some panics. However, at least this way he's not shooting my line, but I don't really want to lose my cav either. So I should have been perhaps a little more on the ball here, but I wasn't, so that wasn't exactly ideal. Instead, what I decided to do is get rid of his lights, because I figured if I could just control the light infantry fight, but probably I should have gone for his artillery in the end, because he still has so many lights. So that probably didn't work all that well, but it does disrupt him quite a bit. And now I'm going to bring up my line infantry, because he's like right there, and if I bring up my line infantry I should be able to get range. He's using shrapnel shot there, but it's probably hitting quite a few of his own men, which I think if your own artillery hits your own men in the Empire, you still take damage. So I wasn't too perturbed about that either. But he definitely, he had more lights, but I've done quite well with these two on the side. I do have slight terrain advantage as well. So over here, my general's bodyguard cav, which I'm a general's dead, but it did very well. It's routed 2 cavalry units now. But however, he's pulled this unit off to try and destroy it. But the fact is, he's pulled a lot of his units apart to try and deal with this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push forward with my Azalis and my Janissaries. I'm putting the Janissaries around to the far right, and I'm going to put the Azalis forward. Now I don't think the Azalis will be able to beat his line infantry. I think Prussian line infantry is fairly good, and it looks very cool. But I think it's fairly good. I think it's definitely better than these Azalis, but with these dudes on the flank, they should be destroyed. And his light infantry is still pretty jumbled, so I'm alright there. Finally my cav over here is going to break, but he's pulled his line infantry off, so it's kind of off, sort of doing whatever it's doing, but he's going to kind of try and outflank me over on this side. But however, he takes advantage of the fact that my guys will get into position, but I'm going to open up. Man, these guys are cool. And all of them have angles, actually. I didn't really take that into account, didn't move them, so he did take advantage of the fact that I didn't have good angles on him. And because I didn't deal with his artillery, he's getting shrapnel shot at very close range, or canister shot, I always call it, it's pretty much the same thing. So, you know, that wasn't a good idea. I really should have dealt with that artillery and not gone after his lights at that crucial stage. I believe there's one of my cav that came back, and I forgot about that for quite some time, which could have saved me a lot more losses here. I really wish I'd dealt with that artillery now. But overall, I think if as long as you can keep that artillery fixed, or at least in check, getting rid of enemy lights is more important, because lights are quite devastating. They always soften up your line, and lights are really, really good in the Empire. They're not quite as good in Napoleon, I don't think, but they're still very good in the Empire. But here I get into range and think, right, time to end these horse artillery with my Cairo Janissaries, who have taken far too many casualties because of sloppy micro work. They look pretty damn cool as well, actually. So they'll be opening up. But as you can see, I've outflanked him here, and I've got all this line infantry right in his face and onto his flanks. So, but it's still a testament to these Prussian units' abilities, because they're doing very well. As you can see, these Azalis, they're doing okay, they're pretty good, but they're not the line infantry that he's got. But as I said, these guys should be able to achieve it. However, he brings a unit of his Grenadiers up, and that's a good unit. It does well at first, but I eventually concentrate 3 units of Janissary and Musketeers on it, and he's going to get pretty thrashed by that. And I got a really good hit by some artillery then as well. It put him down quite a bit. His artillery kind of just takes off here. I'm assuming it's panicking. Nuisanceful though, it kind of runs straight into my own line, although apparently that's not as bad as I thought it would be. So while this fight begins, he's quite jumbled up and he's in crossfire. So my Zalis will hold this quite well while I get into position to outflank him. As you can see, I'm going like kind of an L shape. This is lines of fire. I've got a straight line and a side line, and all these guys are going to rip right up his flank line there, while artillery comes down from the top on the side. So it'll do quite a bit of damage. As you can see, this unit gets broken under that fire from those line infantry. The Prussian line infantry is fairly good, if I remember, but I'm going to get lots of flank fire here, so that's pretty good. And combine that with the Asali's firing in, and he's getting ripped up right up the flank here. So Doc likes to go for bayonet charge. It's something I've noticed him doing quite a bit, and it is quite excellent for this time period. So I suspect he might have been thinking about doing it here, but I don't think he would have been able to beat my Grenadiers. He would have been able to beat my Asalis, I assume. They're not got very good melee statistics, I don't think. But I get quite a lot of crossfire and stuff here. And I finally remember my Cav. It's on the way. But as you can see, my Asalis are breaking pretty bad. However, I still had some lights. I'm going to pull them back and try and take use of the high ground here, because he's actually came in from this flank and put pressure on him. As you can see, it is kind of crossing the lines of my fire with my Asalis, and they're getting pretty thrashed. But it doesn't really matter, because I didn't really expect them to beat his line infantry. I wanted the line infantry to be destroyed by the Janissary, and that's worked out pretty much the way I planned. He has got some crossfire down on me because I regrouped unit here. Oh, there he is now. He wants to do a campaign. I'll get back to you in a minute, Doc. Well, this will be, by the time this is up, that'll be done. I'm talking to myself. Anyway, yeah, I got a lot of crossfire on him, and anyway, I'm putting down fire, and he's still doing very well though, because this Prussian line, it's some of the best line in the game, I think. British, Prussian, it's fairly good stuff. Yeah, I think Swedish is pretty good as well. Here, some of my own artillery becomes a nuisance. I think this is a testament to his line, though. It does a very good a good task, even though it's been fairly outflanked this entire fight. So that's what I mean. I think Prussian line's some of the best, and that's what I was pretty worried about the fire. I wasn't sure if my Zalis would hold that, because again, I only recently got the elite units of the East pack for the Empire. Here he's going to send one of his general's bodyguard actually onto my Azalis, so he probably will be able to kill them actually. So there's a brave man. Where is he? There he is. I think I saw him with the gold. So he does actually rout that unit with his general, so it's pretty epic. There's the true German bravery there. But here I get a lot of crossfire on his guys, and they're going to rout. And I think I got my Cav. Yeah, I routed that light that was getting shots. And now I'm bringing my Cav in. There it is here, running interference on him and routing a lot of his lights and just messing up his line basically. Here his general tries to make a few hits on me, and I did get quite a few shots into him there, and that's going to probably rout his guys and should kill his general. I think there he is there. That's his general right there. So let's see if this chap can get away from my guns a lot with his life, or if not. Sonnenhügel, whatever that was. Oh, I'm not even going to try and embarrass myself by trying to pronounce German, even though I think it's a cool language. Did they get him? Oh, I must have completely ignored him. Oh well, whatever. Doesn't matter. The German will escape. But I'm just closing in on the last of his infantry here, so it's kind of a bit of a encirclement, sort of semicircular. And I'm going to put some shots down. I get a few good hits with this. Artillery has actually been providing good support the entire fight, which has been very helpful. So just bringing this unit up, closing the other units in, and it's almost over. And there he's caught in about three or four angles of fire there, and that will be the end of that unit of line infantry. Another very close one though. There's another unit of his line infantry that's regrouped here. So I think we're going to end this fight with a bayonet charge, just to do it. These battles are not proper without a bayonet charge. It's just the right thing to do. So let's see, one of these Azalis and my Janissaries and everything are going to go all out on this unit of line infantry. So Doc comes in with a charge, and I believe I'm going to go in for one as well. So here we go. In we go, and we're away for battle. Lots of colour in there, but I've got overwhelming numbers, and he's soon defeated. And oh, in the gut. No. Anyway, he is dead, and that should be the fight. So there you go, very close one again. 670 kills for me, 568 for Doc. However, I did have like 300 more men than him, so pretty well done on his part. But this Bajik or Balik, I can't really tell. It's a J or an L from here. 76 kills. This Azali 69. That was pretty impressive. Cairo Janissary 59. This other Bajik Janissary 58. Libyan Kolaglu, I don't know, something like that. 55 kills for it. And a couple of my lights got into the 50s. And mostly the majority of the good kills went to my Janissary type. Except for this Cairo Janissary that got wasted by that artillery. And as you see, artillery really does, in my opinion, it really gets many kills, to be honest. Although I must admit, I probably didn't use mine that great. But still, nonetheless, a great game to Doc. I'm not sure what his scorecard was. If he watches this, I'm sure he can put some, if he can remember, down in the comments there. But great game to you, Doc. And thank you guys for watching. And I got one more against Doc for Empire, so it's good to get some Empire action. It's so rare, being that I can never connect to it. But great game. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon next time.